Hello, this is Svempa. I'm going to give you a little replay here with me in my E50M and Rehin in his T62A. This will be on the map known as Siegfried Line in a big, mainly tier 10 game.
Time to roll out.
Enough tier 10s to, well, at least probably have them dominate a bit. We'll see. This is, in my opinion, quite a good game. Especially from Rehin's side. He's playing really well, I think. So, I personally make some good, some bad decisions. Most of them are acceptable, but I kinda end up derping majorly. Well, shit happens, to be honest. You can't always expect to have a good ending to a good game, since this is World of Tanks, and in World of Tanks stuff tend to happen. And of course I'm being a bit too far ahead here. I don't spot their scout coming up from behind, which means that I'm spotted. So I'm going to take a hit from the IS-7 over there, thinking that he can't see me. But as it turns out, he can. I almost paid the price. Luckily, I'm driving backwards, and then I spot their scout. But anyway, as you can see here, Rehin is out doing his stuff, making an impact on the game in the city, while I'm out here checking out the flank. As you can see, nothing bad happens to me. Rehin is basically just taking a few hits, but nothing major. Here I'm going to show you some side scraping, which is quite useful in situations like this. But first I'm going to put a couple of shots in the target P, which is not interested in me whatsoever. Which works for me, especially with this gun. Reload at 6.92 and great alpha. The problem, of course, is that it's not that incredible, the damage output. But here, as you can see, I'm trying to side script a bit, doing an acceptable job of it, but soon I will realize that, oh, there are bigger fish coming up. And I figure that, well, even though it's a gun less to take out that target P, he's backing off, and I won't reload in time to put one through his turret once again. Won't see much of him for the rest of the game. Put one more into this target, and he's gonna miss. That's the upside of side scraping, is that if you do it correctly, you're in a position where they can only take out your tracks or bounce off your side. I'm going to fuck it up a bit the next time I'm coming back to fire on these guys, but now I realize that the IS-7 has pressed through our lines and is challenging our target 2 together with a Lowe, which means that I must open fire at him. And the T-34 takes full advantage. Well played to him. I'm here a bit distressed. I'm telling Rehin to get his ass here, which of course, being a good player, he already knows what's going to happen. He's already on his way here. And someone else is pressuring the T-34, and I overangle, which means that the 75 can put a cheeky shot into me. And here I overangle again, realizes, and turn back. Then for some reason I managed to fire and hit the building, which is incredible considering this gun. But anyway, and their jag target is through, which is a bit sad. But here, as you can see, I side scraped well, which means that the E75 could open my tracks. Or at least well enough, because I'm not one to toot my own whistle.
Looks like that one went right through.
Rehin is just doing his stuff, just partying around a bit. And here I say, well, let's get this guy quickly. I can do without 400 health. So here we are, just taunting him a bit, timing it with the pattern so that he's not 100% focused on us. And here I almost blocked the pattern. Could have cost him the game. The pattern plays superbly, by the way.
That's gotta hurt.
He got top experience. And here I'm derping again. But the thing with the E100 is 9 out of 10 times the player of the E100 won't have a chance to get that one into me, because the E100's got poor aim and really poor aim time. But what do you do? And here's the first one, the T-28 prototype. It's almost... he's got quite a good plan there. So I get a bit pissy and decide, well, let's not hang around there. So I go back a bit, put one nice one into the E100. The front wheel of the E100 is a prime weak spot when you're shooting at them from the side. You can basically do a lot of it. And here I desperately try to angle well, which works. The Tiger has no chance of timing it well. For some reason he decided not to shoot me when he had the chance, and he's duly punished. Nice kill by the artillery. And as you can see, what they did wrong here was being over-aggressive. I might have said a couple of times that you should be aggressive. That is true. There's the truth with some modification, because you can't really say that one thing always works, because this is World of Tanks, and you're actually playing against people.
We didn't even scratch him.
Well, stuff tend to happen. And here I overestimate his reload time. I think he's in a T-30. So I basically just run into him, and sadly he's reloaded. And that makes me dead. I was hoping that I might get a good roll on him, which is very probable. But sadly I wasn't really prepared for him to snap shoot me like that. But he was probably in a state of panic where he just pushed the trigger when he saw me, which worked out for him. Not taking anything away from him. But now what will happen is Rehin basically taking out the Tiger P and the artillery. So I'm going to switch to his view. Well, here we are in Rehin's tank, the T-62A. And as you well remember, we are platooned up and playing Siegfried Line. Well, you will see some good examples of how to be a bit cheeky in your T-62A, and how very efficient it is combined with the E50M.
Move out.
And what we will see from that part is the enemy, that is, well, that they will be a bit too aggressive, at a bit of the wrong times, and not really paying enough attention to what's going on around them. And what will basically happen is that they will overextend time and time again, and they will be in positions where they are without backup, which makes it really hard for them to do what they should, so to speak. It will be making it a lot easier for me and Rehin, who are we coagulate easily. We do it quite, at least according to me, acceptably, if not good, so to speak.
Penetration.
Rehin does what he does best, being a bit cheeky and firing early, and staying in a position where sadly he didn't do any damage, but he tracked the lurvey, which basically fucked him up a bit. And here you will see the great damage potential of this tank in the hands of the player. As you see that at the start, Rehin hits a bit unlucky, but then this old gentleman decides to get into a bit of a bad position and let Rehin put shot after shot into him. Times it very well. Still, it's sad position. It's 2-0. But let's just say Rehin will do a lot of good in this game. And basically do what I can't in my E50M, which is rush around and be a little bit of everywhere. Even though I can do that in my E50M, it doesn't really perform in positions where it brawls well, seeing as the E50M has great traverse, but let's just say that the T-62A can circle in a way that the E50M can't do because of its limitation in turret traverse. And, well, they got basically the same acceleration, which is quite weird, seeing as the E50M's got higher specific power, but I guess that it's a hidden modifier which should reflect a superior gearbox in the T-62A, seeing as the T-62A is
punch right through their armor.
later developed tank. But that's just my knowledge of the design of these tanks. That I will have to consult someone who's a bit better with tank history
even scratch them.
in general. And as you can see, what the T-62A does go well, and Rehin in particular in his T-62A, is counter-flanking, seeing as he's so quick. And he can basically brawl to death most heavy tanks quite easily, thanks to the great traversing driving potential of this tank. One of the things that I would recommend in most mediums on high tiers, especially tier 10, seeing as most mediums are quite good at firing on the move and such things, you should try to keep mobile as much as possible. And with the E50M you can just re-angle to bounce shots in certain situations, and it's a great size grader.
They're hit.
E50M. The T-62A has got a little bit too weak armor to be really good. So how do you say front line
Penetration.
brawler in the same way? Not brawler, but you know, you can't really exchange.
Penetration.
You can't get into a good exchange with the heavier tanks because it can't rely on its armor. I'm not saying that you should rely on your armor, the E50M, but you can do that to a higher extent than you can in the T-62A. Because most tanks, especially the higher tier mediums, firing APCR, basically. The scary bit about the
Penetration.
The 100 though, is especially if you play the T-62A, is that you'll get ripped apart quite easily. And as you can see there, me taking a shot with the 100 was that I was trying to re-angle, but I was a bit too slow with it. And it ran just gets blocked by me, unfortunately. And we get blocked again. Luckily the 100 is retreating. We shoot something to him, and also the I survived, which is the fact that the T-28 prototype fires. He's got the background, to be honest. And Rehin gets incredibly lucky bounce, but, well, he positioned himself well, and he was in an angle where they couldn't really get him well. And this is where this tank shines on the move, firing on the move, because it does it so well. And the mobility is something that you really should use when playing high tier teams. Rehin re-angles quite well. He's probably trying to size grade, but he didn't really need to. Because the egg tiger was a bit trigger happy, missed horribly. And now I would be too cheeky for my own good. It's this T-28 prototype. Rehin is basically just waiting for me to tell him, okay, I'm gonna go for it. He's ready to do it. Which he does quite well, Rehin. We have quite good. Sadly, he didn't get the track with the T-28 prototype. And now, snapshot. Sadly. I was caught poorly angled there.
They're knocked down.
But what can you do? As you can see here, Rehin has had a good game, and he will just basically trash the rest of their team. It's basically just mopping up the Tiger P. I'm not sure if he's even in the game anymore. Because it looks like he's in a position where he might have just gone AFK and said fuck it. But I'm not sure. He could have moved. I don't know.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
He's probably just given up. Rehin will almost get hit by the artillery when he's heading here. As you can see. Smoking behind him. I've got a form of sound bug which makes it I can't hear or the sound doesn't play for me of artillery shells hitting ground, or high explosive shells hitting ground, more to be more precise. But as you can see here, Rehin is just making sure that he's got ample distance between him and the artillery, and then just pushing on ahead. And generally, artillery don't have the greatest situational awareness.
Enemy is hit.
And as you can see, great accuracy on the move on this tank.
That's gotta hurt.
I would say incredible, but that might be overstretching it.
They're knocked down.
And as you can see here, Rehin can basically have it a couple hundred meters, 2100 and 59 meters. He's still accurate enough. Of course, he's got this blue right back, brothers and arms, and so on and so forth. As you can see here, the weakness of the enemy team here was that they overextended and made it possible for me and Rehin to basically dominate them in quite an interesting game that I hope you guys enjoyed. We did about 10,800 damage between us, and in my book that's quite a good game for a platoon of 2. I thank you for watching. This has been Svempa, starring as a guest, Rehin. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you another time.